game in the SWAC, down 17. The Braves had the lead and couldn't quite finish it. So let's get right into it with Braves head basketball coach Jake Morton joining us from his cozy office at the Whitney Arena. Coach, how you doing, sir? Well, Coach, we can't hear you. He can hear
Hold on a
me.
second.
Oh, there it is, Coach. We got you.
Hey, you got me?
I got you,
Yeah.
Coach.
Okay,
I
perfect.
can
There you
hear
go, Solomon. Perfect. Little technical difficulties.
Well, hey, this is first. It's always some kinks in the armor to work out early on,
It's the first show, so we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, early in the season, trying to work out kinks in the first show. We appreciate it, Coach, as always. Heck of a basketball game. Down 17, and I'm saying, when I'm on different podcasts and I talk about the Braves, when I talk about your team, like, where's the offense going to come from? Because it had been a struggle offensively, but man, we got some offense, and the way Jackson was scoring, I was wondering, could we keep up? Not only did we keep up down 17, we grabbed the lead, but missed free throws and some easy opportunities, couldn't quite get over the hump to finish it.
Yeah. We had a chance to decompress a little bit, watch the game. Well, not the game, but we kind of clipped it up for the guys yesterday. Watched some of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it was a lot of ugly down the stretch. I mean, we did take the lead, but we just got to do a better job of executing. We got caught sleeping. They caught us with the back door. We got caught in the full court situation. They threw the ball over our head. Just things that, just from a concentration standpoint, we have to improve on. But it's the growing pains right now with this team. We got 10 new guys, and we're learning how to play together, and we're learning how to win.
I saw a little bit of fear early on. We're down 17, but you made the adjustment. Did you feel the nerves early on? I mean, again, only one win, and that was right after Thanksgiving against Louisiana Tech, and just trying to score the basketball and just try to put some consistency together. I know we talked about it in non-conference. Did you kind of feel that early on? Jackson was making a bunch of threes. Did that kind of throw a little wrinkle in our plans, and that did that really cause us to step back a little?
Well, that was the wrinkle. I mean, we gave up 53 points in the first half. It wasn't that we weren't scoring. I think we had 36 or whatever the case might be, 37. We scored the ball pretty well in the first half, but we just gave up way too much. And we made a simple adjustment at the half, like we talked about on your radio show. You asked what was the difference. We made a simple adjustment in how we was guarding ball screens, and we just keeping those guys in front of us and just forcing them to make shots over us. But they did not have nearly the success with that in the second half they did in the first half. But it's a learning thing this time of the year. Learning this team, learning the league. Obviously, we play them again. I do know that the adjustments we have to make.
Well, we talked about the lack of offense and just trying to find the right combinations with your lineup. So your starting lineup: Nick Woodard, Tyson McDaniel, Shane Lancaster, Jameel Morris, and Davian Williams. Mm-hmm. Talk about the lineup, and I know you were tinkering with the lineup all non-conference, just trying to find the combination. How did you come to this combination in this lineup?
Well, we just through practice, watch these guys, just putting different guys together in practice, watching them play together, seeing who gave us the best punch as a collective group, and that's kind of what I've come up with. I think our non-conference was a good indicator for me to see what people can do, where I can gain some trust in some guys, and I just thought that was our best lineup to start our conference season. And it's the third time this year that we've changed our lineup. We changed it twice in the non-conference, and obviously we changed it again yesterday. We changed again on Saturday for our conference season.
Well, let's look at some of the highlights, Coach. Let's talk about it. In that first half, I mean, I thought early on, we were going tit for tat. We started, I think 5-0. We started out against Ole Miss 8-0 early on. Just talk about that first half. I mean, Jackson was knocking down threes from the parking lot, but we were able to hang tough. We were down 16 at the break. Talk about that first half.
Well, I mean, it was a miscalculation on my part. I mean, Ruffin's a great player. We've never trapped ball screens or trapped a guy in the middle of the floor or out that far from the basket. And we really thought going into this game we had to keep the ball out of his hands and try to limit him. We did. We did a good job of that. I mean, he scored less points in the first half because it was limited to him, his opportunities and touches. But he's such a great player, and what he did was he got his other teammates involved. and they start spraying threes because we were running ourselves around in a scramble mode, trying to stay in front of him. And like I said, we made that adjustment in the second half. We just kept everybody in front of us. That was the difference of the game.
As you can see here with some of the highlights, as we were off to a 5-0 start, and Jackson State got going from beyond the arc. How would you
Mhm.
grade, Coach, even in non-conference, us guarding the 3-point line this season?
Well, we have not done a good enough job from my perspective this year. And obviously, giving up 10 threes in this particular game in the first half is just, I mean, that's a game changer. I mean, you give up 10 threes in a half to anybody, it's going to be hard to have a lead or be in the game with them. We gave up way too many threes in the first half of this game. 10 to be
I,
exact.
I
They were 10 for 20.
yeah, they're 10 for 20, and I felt like, well, if you look at the 3-point line in that first half, we had 6 threes, and as you mentioned,
Mhm.
they were 10 of 20. And then at some point, you say when you know this, when you face a team that's just hitting it from the parking lot, at some point when the misses start, then that's when you can kind of creep back into it. How would you assess guarding the 3-point line in the second half? What was the key there?
Well, like I said earlier, the key was we made a simple adjustment in our ball screen coverages, which allowed us to stay in front of them. We're trapping every time Ruffin got himself into a ball screen, we're trapping him and not letting him get the ball back. But what that was in turn doing was it was putting us in rotations, and that's why they were getting those open shots. So we made that adjustment at the half to not trap. We switched. We hard head. We pushed him under. Did some different things, give him different looks. But in reality, what it did was it kept all 5 guys in front of their man. So I think that was the biggest adjustment we made going into that second half that allowed us to stay in front of them.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, I thought, once the offense got flowing, Shane Lancaster was terrific. Nick Woodard, though, we've seen flashes from Davian Williams. We'll talk about that. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen flashes from Shane Lancaster. But Nick Woodard, man, he was feeling it. 7 of 11, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 21 points and 7 rebounds. Man, I mean, he was on
Yeah,
fire. And every time he
yeah.
touched the basketball, it seemed like in that second half, he found the hole there.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I think putting him back at the 4 helped him a little bit. He was playing the 3 over the last 5 games, so putting him back at the 4 spot really helped Nick get going a little bit. Oh, he's shown some flashes. I mean, he's had halves. Excuse me. He's had halves of basketball where he scored 14 and 15 points. I mean, South Al, I think, was one game where he had 14 points in a half. So he's shown glimpses that he can do it. But obviously, like all our guys in our team on a whole, that consistency component, we have to be more consistent individually, collectively. We just have to be more consistent. And talking about Nick, that consistency component definitely needs to come in play now when swag play because he's more than capable. I mean, I think what you saw from Nick against Jackson on Saturday is what we was anticipating. I mean, that's kind of what I thought he could do. I mean, we brought him in here. We watched him all summer. We watched him in the preseason. I mean, that's the kind of player he was. But whatever reason, we didn't get off to that kind of start with him. But hopefully now, he got his confidence back going, and we can keep that thing going for a little bit.
I know we don't have a home game for a couple of weeks, um, but when you look at it, when you look at some of the players like Nick Woodard, coach, and what is it about his game? I mean, this was what you've been waiting for. What is it
Right.
about his game that excites you, the coaches, and should excite the fans as we go forward?
Yeah, he's a multi. He's a multi. He's a guy that can score the ball in a lot of different ways. As you can see, he can stretch it to 3. He can drive the basketball. He has a pretty good post game. He can score at all 3 levels. He's a really good player. He just has to get his confidence back, and I think he did in that Jackson game. And just start knock. He just needs to see the ball go through the basket. I think now
Davian,
that he's seen that go through the basket, I think we're gonna see a more consistent Nick.
they'll definitely help his confidence for sure, but he was definitely filling it up. Davian Williams, coach, he started the season and then was coming off the bench and some struggles there. But you started him. Talk about the decision to insert him back into the starting lineup.
Well, I mean, it was more about his position. So he started the season at the point, and he really struggled at the point over the first 5 or 6 games. Then we moved him off the ball and brought him off the bench, playing the 2. And he had some big games. I mean, I can't remember, it was a couple of games. He had 21 non-conference games, but playing the 2 spot. So I saw like, okay, he's a little more comfortable off the ball. And I just think it was just time to put him back in there because, I think he's one of our better players And I think it was just time to throw him back into the starting lineup.
And of course, Shane Lancaster had a huge game. Coach, what impressed you about his performance? He had 3 players with over 20 points. You don't see that too often, and the offense had to be humming. But Shane, you can kind of anticipate that he's going to give you something close to that. Was that a surprise? He was able to get what he got?
No, I mean, if you talk about consistency, he's been the most consistent guy for us. I mean, obviously he had a big game last night. I mean, on Saturday, but he's been the most consistent player, 14, 15 on that range. He's been our most consistent scorer. So no, I wasn't really surprised to see him go for 24. Absolutely not. I mean, he's been that guy. He's had those type of games, before the season.
So we were down 16, Coach, 53-37. What was the speech to your team at halftime? Were you frustrated? Were you okay? What was your attitude? And what was your speech to your team down 16 at the break?
No, I wasn't frustrated. I definitely wasn't okay. But I basically told him, I said, guys, this is on me. We're gonna make a major adjustment so everybody focus in and listen. And I'm telling you, it was the biggest piece to it was how we was guarding that ball screen. Our attention that we was giving the rough end. It put us in those rotations I talked about earlier. And I just said, look, we're not trapping them anymore. We're gonna stand in front of our man. We're gonna contest their shots, and they're gonna miss them, and we're gonna rebound the ball. And that's exactly what happened. I told him, I said, look, we're going to chop away at this thing. Every 4-minute media timeout, we're going to chop away at 4 points, 4 points, 4 points. And we got to within the 5-minute mark, we was up by 2.
Yeah. What was the key to the comeback? I mean, where did it start, on the offensive end or did it start on our defensive end?
100% start on the defensive end because, I mean, we gave up 50. At the rate we were going with, they're going to score 106 points on us. So it definitely started on defense. Like I said, they went 10 for 12, 10 for 20 in the first half from the three-point line. We guard the three-point line much better. We reround the ball much better. The thing that's so distressing about this game, you look at every statistical category, we won with the exception of free throws. Exception free throws. We have more assists. We have more rebound. I mean, every statistical category you look at, I mean, we were either right there or above them. But the one area we went 14 for 24 from the free throw line and missed 10 free throws. And, game on the road, you miss 10 free throws, that's a tough one. And I talked to you about this during the radio show. We missed 8 bunnies. We missed 8 shots at the rim. 8 shots. I went back. I mean, obviously during the game, I wasn't counting. It just felt like we missed a lot, but I went back and watched the film the next day, and it was eight shots at the rim. You missed 8 shots at the rim. That's a tough one to overcome.
Yeah.
And Tyson missed a big one. When we was up 2, he had a clear lane. He dipped, I mean, he's right there, and he kind of slipped out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. You talk about Ruffin, and he's one of the top players in the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
No doubt about it. Big time player. Big time player. Big time player. I mean, he's a power forward. Obviously, he came from that level. He's at Ole Miss, McDonald's All-American, one of the best players in the state. Coming out, if not the best player in the state when he came out of high school, one of the best players in the country. He's a handful. This is why we change things up. We try to do something different to try to control him and contain him. And this one is on me from the standpoint. By doing that, it allowed those other guys to come alive. And we put a lot of emphasis and a lot of attention on him. And it worked. I mean, it definitely worked in terms of stopping him, but it didn't work in terms of other guys getting going.
Well, Bryson Calamese really took the challenge of Ruffin to the point where he was active and Ruffin was active. They were going back and forth. There was even a loose ball. Both players had their hands on the ball, and both players wouldn't give up the basketball. You had to get half the arena to kind of separate. I mean, but you like to see that intensity, though.
I love it. Well, I want to tell all the Alkanites, Bryce's nickname is Champ, so we call him Champ around here. And he played like a real champion. Yeah, Champ. We call him Champ. That's his name. It's so crazy when you say his real name. You say his government name. Like, what are you talking about? We call him Champ. Champ. He's a heck of a competitor, and he showed what he can do and what he can bring to this team. In terms of his effort, his intensity, we just got to get him to play more. The mental game a little more, especially late in the game. And we're working on that. He's working on that. I mean, he's a great kid. You can coach him hard. He listens. Yes, sir, no, sir guy. From a great family. So, yeah, he's gonna help us going forward, no doubt.
Well, we were down by 17, and we led by as many. We were able to grab the lead. We led by 5, but we grabbed the lead in that second half. Talk about how we were able to let the lead slip away after trailing by 17 and then leading in the
Well,
second half.
like we talked about earlier again. I mean, I can replay it play by play, minute by minute because I've watched the tape 3 times now. All right, we grabbed the lead. We missed bunnies. We missed shots around the rim. When I say bunnies, I mean shots at the rim. We just alluded to what that shot that Tyson missed was up to. Missed free throws, big free throws down the stretch. I mean, as well as Davion played, he was 2 for 6 from the free throw line, not 3 point line, the free throw line. Tyson missed 2 big ones down the stretch with late in that game. So free throws was a big thing for us to kind of kicked us in the butt a little bit by not making our free throws. And also defensively, we just had so many bonehead slip ups defensively, like a couple of times where we lost our man, they backdoored us one time. I mean, just bonehead slip ups. That long pass they made with when Ruffin got that leak out, just bonehead plays, slip ups. These are all things that are correctable, but these are all things that will cost you in a hostile environment. It's a great environment on Saturday night over at Jackson. I mean, the fans were into it, but these are mistakes you cannot make.
Well, as folks that are watching, you can just see the comeback. You can just see it just milking away here, the lead. It was 60-52. Then what? It makes it 60. Get to the tip in right there with Jones getting the tip. Down the stretch, Coach, they did throw it over the top. What do you do to correct that? Because they leaked out, they threw the home run ball, and I know that was frustrating.
Well, I mean, look, the last thing I said to every single is so crazy. I can't remember who was closest to me. He was kind of playing. I said, do not let them get behind you. Do not, for us not to be in front of them. Stay behind them. Keep them in front of you. And I have no idea what I mean, that one hurts. That one hurts. That was a big play. It was a momentum play. It was a momentum shifter because we had everything going our way. It was an and one. We ended up fouling. We got an and one. He scored it and we fouled him. But to your point, we got in front. We got overzealous. We jumped in front instead of keeping our man in front of us, and he leaked out on us.
So these are
those are plays I was talking about that just cost us down the stretch.
So this game obviously was close. We battled back from 17. Late game situations haven't been in many of them, and so do you think you talk about experience and being in some of these games of non-conference? Because this was one of the closer games that we've had. I mean, obviously Louisiana Tech after we beat Indiana State. These late game situations, because we haven't been in these tight games, you think that might have played a factor in some of this?
No doubt. And that's one of the things, 100% played a factor. And it's one of the things we worked on yesterday, late game situations. We actually worked on a couple late game situations yesterday in practice. No doubt it played a factor because we have not been in a lot of games here lately. I mean, obviously being Indiana State, was in a close game with South Alabama. Our scrimmage games, but other than those games, it's kind of had, we might have been closer to half, but late in the game, we haven't been in a lot of these situations. We're gonna grow. We're gonna grow from this. We're gonna grow from this.
Well, as you see the highlights, Coach, here we go. 84-83 with 121 left. And as you look at the highlight right here, there's that and one you were talking about. Talk about that.
That was the playoffs. I mean, you cannot give up and ones. They got 2 and ones. It was rough. That was roughing, correct? I think it was roughing. Yeah, it was. They got 2 and ones down the stretch. That was one of them. The league. I mean, you just can't make those plays. I mean, you just cannot give up an and one that late in the game. It was more of a continuation type thing. I mean, I had no rule of continuation. I'm still trying to get my head around it. You might have saw me barking at the referees about that because I thought, that's like the NBA continuation stuff that they put into college.
We missed a couple of free throws. Tyson missed a couple, Coach, and just like that, it goes from a 1-point lead. Now we're down 5, and we're scrambling, trying to get a 3. What was it? Was it a situation where you're trying to look for a cheap 2, and there's a bucket right there, with the last bucket, and then of course there's that defensive leak out you were talking about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, Tom, it's just something I'm kicking myself with. I mean, it's just, I'm talking to my staff about this. We got back off the road from this game. I probably should have called the timeout in that situation, those last 13 seconds. But it's one of those things where me as the coach, I can't call the timeout. I mean, I would say every single time I call a timeout, because the player has to call a timeout. When I'm trying to get the ref's attention, you waste 3 to 4 to 5 seconds trying to get the timeout call because you have to get it to your player and he has to get to the ref. And he's running the ball up the court. It's like 11 seconds. I'm like, if I call timeout, it's going to be 4 or 5. So now we get a timeout call and we have 5 seconds left. And I was just nervous about that. So I let it play it out. Because we had a chance to call a timeout, get the ball across half court, and maybe set something. I don't think we got a great shot down the well. I don't think. I know we didn't. That was not the shot I would have liked to have taken down the stretch. So looking back on that, once again, this is me. Maybe a timeout would have been needed in that moment. It's just me
Yeah,
learning these guys.
because there was a finger
Mhm.
roll miss there. They missed a finger roll that could have really made it tough.
Oh yeah,
And
man, yeah,
so
yep,
we
that,
had
that
that
yeah.
one possession.
Right, they missed the finger roll and we ran it back. That yeah. Could have made it really tough to make the finger roll. We had no chance at that point. But that missed
Yeah,
shot, we had it gave us opportunity, but it's on the other side of the floor. They coming back. The ref, like I said, once again, I can't call a timeout. This timeout thing is really it's something I've struggled with because you as the coach, you can't call the timeout. And I think the vast majority of times I've called timeout is when someone scores, they run the ball back down. I do get the ref's attention, and he kind of looks at the guy, But if you look out, we wasted 4 or 5 seconds trying to get the timeout call.
well, Coach, talk about the play call because obviously Calamese put up that three. Was that? I mean, even in the
You
transition,
know,
you're trying to get off a shot. To talk about what you were trying to do there.
well, if you go back and look at the play, I have no idea why Davion passed the ball back to Champ. I mean, the ball was pitched ahead and he should have cut. And we have a guy coming across on a screen action. That's just our normal offense. And he pitched the ball ahead and he threw it back to Champ. And anything other than Champ being wide open to shoot, he should have kept it. Champ goes through and we was going to bring another guard across for the shot. But if you go back and look, I have no idea why Davion threw the ball back to Champ unless he
Yeah.
thought he was open to shoot the ball. Now, if he's open to shoot the ball, it'd been a great play. But his man was actually guarding him.
Well, tough
So
loss,
that
Coach.
was not a play that we drew up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we had a shot. I mean, the finger roll miss. We had a shot. I thought, in these situations, sometimes the road team finds a way to get one, and I thought we had an opportunity there. High scoring game,
Yeah.
89-86. Coach, three players obviously in double figures. We talked about Woodard with 21, Lancaster with
Yeah.
21, Davion Williams with 24. We won the battle on the boards. We trailed most of the game there, but we were +3 there. But Coach, when you look at the bench, it was about even. Talk about Tyson McDaniel's game. 7 points, 5 rebounds. I thought we really hung in there on the glass.
We did. I tell you, a young man that gave us great minutes, freshman Mike Jones, came off the bench. Only played 7 minutes, but he had a couple tip backs and gave us great minutes. And he was a big part of us being able to switch on that ball screen action and stay in front of Ruffin. He gave us great minutes. And he was a young man who's been starting, kind of hit that freshman wall there like midway through, our conference deal. But I think now he's ready to kind of, emerge and surge in an upward fashion. Yeah.
One player, Coach, I'm ready to see explode is Travis Roberts. When you look at
Yeah.
him, it looks
Yeah.
like he can give you 15. And,
Yeah.
he's got a nice shot, nice rhythm and flow. What's it going to take to get his offense going?
Well, I'm gonna throw something out there to the fans. He will give us 15 here real soon. I mean, he's a really good player. I mean, I think he's in his own head right now, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a really good player. He can really shoot the basketball. He can score a lot of different ways. He has great size. He's 6'5", 6'6". He can do a lot of different things. But I think he's in his own head right now. You know how shooters are. They get in their own head, and I got to get him out of his head. But the best thing for him right now is to see a couple baskets go through. A couple of balls go through the basket. I think that'll help him. He just hasn't had much success with that here lately, and he puts the time in. He's a really good shooter, but it's just like all things, just. But like I try to explain, you can do other things. You can rebound the ball, you can defend. I mean, and then your game your shots are going to come. They will come. So I'm not gonna say I'm hoping and praying that he starts playing better. I know he's gonna play better because he's a really good player who just hasn't played really well in the last couple of weeks.
89-86, the final. Coach, just talk about your first SWAC game. Jackson State, big rival. Williams Activity Center. It was loud. It was back and forth. We were down 17, got the lead, couldn't finish it. Just give us your thoughts overall the first SWAC game as a head coach.
Great atmosphere. Obviously, it's a great rivalry. Jackson and us is a great rivalry. Great environment. I feel awful for our fans that we didn't close that game out the way it needed to be closed out. But I'm making a promise to everybody out there that we're gonna improve in that area. We're gonna get better. In those situations, we're gonna do a better job. We just had way too many breakdowns down the stretch from watching tape, from us coming back in and watching that tape to win close games in those type of environments. But we're going to make improvements. We got a great group of guys. They listen. They're very coachable. So I'm very encouraged that we're going to make the proper improvements to keep going forward this thing.
Well, now you hit the road, Coach. You go to Huntsville on Saturday. Dante Jackson.
Tommy, I got to stop you. You said now. He said, "Now we hit the road. We haven't been home yet." I mean, you said now we haven't been home. We're the only team in Division I basketball to play the home game yet. The only team. We're the last team in Division I. So when you say now, I'm like, I think my home is the road.
We got 2 more to go.
Good. Huh?
You got 2 more road games to go.
Yep.
2.
Yep.
So
gets two really tough opponents.
Well, let's start with Alabama A&M. Dante Jackson, just like you in his first season, has been in the SWAC, coached at Grambling, had great success, and now he's at A&M. So what do you see in the Bulldogs on Saturday?
The Bulldogs are going to be a tremendous challenge for us. They are a tremendous team at home. I mean, they already have wins over Tennessee State. They have wins over North Alabama. This is all at their place, their home. North Alabama, they beat Lindenwood. They beat Charleston Southern. I mean, they have some great wins this season already in the non-conference at home. So they're very familiar with playing at home. They've been at home a lot. They're tough out at home. They got beat the first night on the road. They beat Mississippi Valley last night, and they lost to Pine Bluff on that Saturday. So obviously they're showing that they, as a home team, they are legit. I mean, we got to come in there with the right frame of mind, the right level of concentration and focus to beat a really, really tough opponent, and especially to beat them at their place because I don't think they lost at home yet. To be honest with you, but yeah, I don't think they have. I know they've beaten those 4 opponents, those 4 Division I opponents at home already.
And quickly, Alabama State, as you go to the Reed Acadome, a team that won the tournament last year.
Oh boy, I mean, tough out. I mean, tough out again. Really, they've already beaten UAB. I mean, it's going to be a tough swing. That Alabama swing this year is going to be tremendous for us. But we got to find a way. We have to find a way. I mean, Alabama State, well-coached team, plays at a really nice pace. So it's, once again, it's going to be a great SWAC matchup.
Should be a lot of fun. We'll be there to bring you all the action on the Braves Sports Network Saturday and Monday. Thursday, Lady Braves. Saturday and Monday, the men. And Saturday, a doubleheader with the Lady Braves and the men in action. That's Coach Jake Morton. Coach, good job. Your first show. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good trip to Alabama.
Thank you, Saul, man. Thank you.
That'll do it for the Jake Morton program. We'll talk to you next Tuesday for more as we talk about the Alabama swing and get ready for our first home game in conference. For our producers, Jamario Brooks, Cedric Tillman, Nate Kilbert, Jake Morton, Charles Edmond, it's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you next Tuesday with the Jake Morton Show and the Nate Kilbert Show. So long.
Thanks, Saul.